performance of Mean Girls Jr. from Woodland Opera House.
One, two, three. 1, 2, 3.
It's a cautionary tale of fear and love and pride based on actual events where people die.
Well, no one died, but how far would you go to be popular and hot? Would you resist temptation?
No, you would not. Just admit it sometimes.
for sure. Listen, I'm going to write on a tote bag that everything fits somewhere. So let's get out there and paint your new life. Where do you belong? Where do you belong? Where do you belong? Where do you belong? We all get a box, that's where we go. It's stifling, but at least you know. So, where do you belong? The cliques, the clubs, the sports groups, they all have their seat. And I'll help you find your way around them.
Debate team, dance team.
They like to compete. And if they don't win, their parents drown them.
Who's this?
Darling, that's them athletes.
Cool.
Joining them is social suicide.
It's all college applications and Doctor Who quotations. They wear their awkwardness with stubborn pride.
But who is at this table? Why, it's Janice.
And Damien.
We're not exactly joiners. We'll be good friends to you. Here's where you belong. 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 You need protection with pizzazz and helping hands that also jazz. Here's where you belong.
Whoa. Who's at that table there?
Don't look at them. Just don't. We call them the plastics.
Regina George is the queenie. She's always dressed up. She always wins spring fling queen. We're just those who work for her. That die.
My name is Regina George. I am a massive deal. I don't care who you are. I don't care how you feel.
That's Regina. She knows everything about everybody.
That's why your hair's so big. It's full of secrets.
Yes, Regina, no Regina. Everywhere you know her. I spent the sure Regina. George can stay empowered. If Regina is the sun, then I'm a disco ball, 'cause I'm just as bright and fun, but also big and small. That is Karen Smith, the dumbest person you will ever meet.
I once saw her with a D in the word orange.
My name is Karen. My hair is shiny. My teeth are perfect. My skirt is tiny. My name is Karen. I'm a monkey star. That's it.
I just moved here from Africa. Right. We never really did this, but how would you like to have lunch with us this week?
Yo, Cady, those fractions were tight. I'm Kevin G, captain of the Show Athletes. Very chill, dope crew. Also, Miss Norbury said we get twice as much funding. We have girls, so think about joining us. We'd like to get jackets.
Athletes?
Ew, no.
We're so lucky you have us here to guide you. She's rude.
No, she's the apex predator.
The what?
The alpha. They're predators, but if you're on their good side, you can have a symbiotic or defensive relationship.
Regina George has no good side. Don't be fooled by the pig. She is not playing. stalking the halls for the thrill of the kill.
Every person in school is aware of her stare. When she tosses her hair, they go perfectly still. All their eyes say, don't attack me. Watch them sweat and pant and shake. Every food chain has its acne. Regina Georgie's steak. She's the queen of beasts. She can smell your fear in this biosphere. She's the apex predator.
So we're kind of friends, but you're kind of brave. Jesus, what a day with the apex predator.
Will she braid your hair? Will she eat your heart? How can you outsmart the apex predator?
Two, if we make Cretchelina's think Regina is mad at her, and if we crack her open, she'll spill something we can use.
Ho, 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 candy cane graham for Cady Heron.
Four for Glen Coco. You go, Glen Coco.
And none for Gretchen Wiener's bye.
Who said that? Aw, it's from Regina. Thanks for being such a great best friend. Okay, if you and Regina are best friends now, you can be in charge of keeping all her secrets. I never told anyone because I am such a good friend. Cady Heron is like effortlessly perfect. I would punch myself in the face to be that perfect. I'm sorry, Regina. You can't sit with us.
These sweatpants are all that fit me right now. Sorry, Regina. Rules are rules. Fine! Take a picture, losers! It'll last longer! Wait. He's my boss. Now Regina is.
I'll wear what I want, which is what I have on. And a vest, that's how it feels to be free. Free. Okay, but you stood up to her. You were strong, you were brave. No, you know what you were. You were fetch, so fetch, and they're free. Free. You were so
But I gotta tell you, theater is my church. And thank you for preaching the power of fearless today, folks. I think that's what really resonates with me from watching your performance. Thank you for demonstrating the power of fearlessly engaging in what the story is about. And your ensemble told that story today. And that's, for a piece that has obviously scenes and very specific characters, one of my questions as you began was, wow, so they're going to introduce us to all these different groups, and everybody's dressed exactly alike. How are they going to differentiate? You did a really nice job. I want to encourage you to keep thinking that direction. What more can I do? But what I was really impressed with is when each of you was called upon to do your individual thing, and I was so grateful that everybody had that opportunity to do their individual thing, you delivered. And that's what this show is about, right? Being yourself, bringing what you have to the table. And sharing focus. One of the things that I was also really impressed with was I would, from time to time, just because I'm always interested in these things, my eye would wander over to the ensemble. So often, my eye would be directed right back to the action that was taking place out here. A really nice job supporting each other. And so we saw a really good example of physical storytelling, which, if you've been playing along at home, is like my thing. I love it. And I love that you were able to present this really varied group to us in really specific and varied ways, but it all came together in this wonderful finale. So thanks for, even though it wasn't in the Bible, thanks for taking us to church today.
How do you feel about your show? Really great. When your teacher announced it, your directors announced it, were you flipping out? Yes. And that's what happens when the show is announced. But kids like it for different reasons. Teachers are scared of it. Communities are. When we first licensed it in MTI, there were a lot of questions. There were a lot of phone calls. Because in the full version, if you're doing the high school version, there's a lot of questionable things that communities may want to deal with and know. Can I ask a couple questions of a few people? Who can tell me, raise your hand if you want to answer. Give me one of the emotions in this piece, one of the things.
Friendship.
Friendship, beautiful.
I feel like they do the high school social hierarchy and the confidence and the embarrassment and all the feelings that go with that.
You gave me a million. What was that again? Angst.
I was going to say anger.
Anger.
Passion.
Passion.
Revenge.
Absolutely.
Honestly, I feel like in the beginning I feel like more fearful, and then at the end I'm like, oh, I'm open, I'm free. Like those monster is gone.
How many people, and this, what happens in this room stays in this room, right? How many people have felt all those emotions going to school? Absolutely. And I think it's important that parents and audience realize that this is a story, and it's a far out story in a lot of cases, but it's really real. And it's such a great show to direct for a director, because you have so much input in these characters, which I clearly saw. I've seen a lot of Reginas and a lot of different Damians, and I've seen a lot, but you put such your own touch on something that really made it really special at the beginning. The cut you did was really great too. You showed everything this show has. It was a beautiful job. Your singing was lovely. I loved your harmonies were really great, and it's got some great songs. And what parent doesn't really feel the heartache about being left out in some of those songs and what kids really feel? And you really conveyed that. That was very tearful. So thank you for bringing all the correct emotions in a show that people really need to see. People think it's trendy or fetch or whatever. People can think that shows like that, but it really, I think it will last in musical theater history in a different place. I really do. So thanks for taking the positive risk and doing all that. It was fabulous.
I loved, there's the thing that I want to look at. All right, first of all, let me say, congratulations, amazing work, so fun. We do, like Cindy was saying, like we have all been there, and no matter what, you know, if you were growing up in the 70s or the 80s, high school hasn't changed, maybe except for technology being a new problem in it. But all of, you know, this show could be done except in the 50s, and you wouldn't have to actually change that many things about it. So we have all been there, and sound is power, and that's one of the things I want to work with you on today. A couple of moments I want to shout out. I loved the moment with the chest pumps, and it was the plastics in front with this sort of thing with Regina George, and like a heartbeat was about to, yeah, burst out of your chest. I was just like, dang, that is such a powerful visual. So well done in that. Also want to shout out Janice and Damien, the great comedic duo at the very beginning. You know, Abbott and Costello, like that, it always works, the comedic duo, it's fantastic. A couple of small things, there's a whoa that I think you guys do at some point, and I think you do it 3 times, yes. And then you do a big whoa at the end of it. So, you know, next time maybe think about doing a little bit smaller at the beginning so that you're growing on those whoa-ohs, and also because you need to match the soloists, right? The soloists are at this volume level, and if all of you come in, right, it doesn't match the storytelling, and it takes us out of the moment rather than supporting the moment. So that was one of those moments where I thought, okay, dynamically, we could maybe make a change on that. I wrote walk tall. There's a moment where you sing walk tall, and I think it's a long held thing. I didn't hear the K of walk tall. I heard wall tall. So articulation is power. It is storytelling, yeah? Don't leave it hanging. All those articulations are important. And speaking to sound is power. I loved when you had the Fearless dance break, and you're all applauding for each other, and everyone, like, that joy is transmitted directly to the audience. We all feel that joy, and it keeps that moment alive. It's not just we're watching fabulous dancing, we're feeling the joy, and it's like we're dancing with you. Yeah, and there's a moment where we didn't have that, and I want to go into that moment. That is right when we transfer from being in Africa to arriving at the school, and there's a big dance break that happens in that. Can we go to that moment? So right where you're about to come in. Great. And there's a version of that where you guys are all coming in and kind of saying that, and now we're in the U.S. and we're at a high school. All right, let's go from that moment. Maybe just take it from the very end of that.
You ready?
So ready.
Fabulous. Okay, great. I love that. All right, go back to the something. Okay, go to the top of that dance break. So, like you do in the happy and the fearless dance break, where you're vocally present. Even right now, when they were singing it made them more physically and vocally present, and it was really fun. So, your point, storytelling-wise, is you are now at a high school, and it is overwhelming, right? What can you physically, sound-wise, not physically, yes, make sounds as you're coming in. I don't even care what they are. Maybe they're African animal sounds. Maybe you're talking to your friend on the phone. I don't know what it is, but it should be a cacophony that is overwhelming as you come in while you're dancing. Now, also, there's a lot of you, so you don't have to make sound all the time, right? You can leave space for other people to make sound, but I want you to try it as an exercise. Let's go from the top of that dance break, and just throw in sounds, make it alive, like you would in your own high school when you're walking in, or you call into your friend, what is happening? Okay, actually, I'm gonna catch you in right at the top of it. Here we go. And a 5, 6, 7, go.
Oh my god, did you hear that? Please, I'm waiting for
Maybe, personal fail that we didn't have a drummer keeping you on. But I just want to point out, if you did have the music underneath you and you had that steady thing to jump in, how much more alive that was in terms of telling the story. Right? Right? Okay. Fantastic job, everybody. Thank you.